No one expected that behind Marc Marquez's dominant performance at the German Grand Prix lay a shocking revelation made by none other than his younger brother, Alex Marquez. It wasn't about his victory or race strategy, but something Alex described as absolutely crazy, and something that very few people knew. His comments immediately sparked speculation among MotoGP fans about what was really behind the reigning champion's extraordinary performance. So what surprising secret did Alex Marquez finally reveal about his brother after the German GP? Let's discuss. The German Grand Prix once again belonged to Marc Marquez. From the very first practice session to the main race, the Spanish rider was consistently the fastest on track. He secured pole position by breaking the Sachsenring lap record, dominated the sprint race, and capped off the weekend with a convincing victory in the Grand Prix. Throughout the race, Marquez gave his rivals virtually no opportunity to put him under pressure. His speed advantage was especially evident in the sections filled with left-hand corners. That dominant performance further reinforced Sachsenring's reputation as one of Marc Marquez's most successful and favourite circuits throughout his MotoGP career. Behind Marc Marquez's dominance, however, was an interesting admission from Alex Marquez. Alex revealed that he tried to maintain Marc's pace early in the race to avoid falling too far behind his brother. However, that decision ultimately became the beginning of a costly mistake that prevented him from finishing the race successfully. After the race, Alex explained that he genuinely felt capable of matching Marc's pace during the opening laps. However, that confidence eventually led him to make a small mistake that resulted in a crash. According to Alex, even the slightest error at Sachsenring is enough to destroy any chance of scoring valuable championship points. His comments also highlighted just how difficult it is to match Marc Marquez's pace, even for someone who knows his riding style better than almost anyone else. Alex Marquez went even further, admitting that the biggest difference between himself and his brother appeared every time they entered the circuit's left-hand corners. According to Alex, Marc is able to carry significantly more speed through those sections without sacrificing the bike's stability. He explained that their overall race pace was actually quite similar, but every time they negotiated Sachsenring's long sequence of left-hand turns, Marc consistently created a time gap that was nearly impossible to recover. Alex believes that this advantage is not simply the result of Ducati's competitive machinery, but rather a combination of Marc's exceptional riding technique, unwavering confidence, and racing instincts developed over years of mastering anti-clockwise circuits. His comments further emphasized that Marc's superiority at Sachsenring is about much more than the motorcycle itself. It comes from his extraordinary ability to maximize every left-hand corner, the defining characteristic of the track. Sachsenring is widely known as one of the most left-hand corner-dominated circuits on the MotoGP calendar. A similar layout can also be found at tracks such as Aragon. Over the years, anti-clockwise circuits have consistently been venues where Marc Marquez has been at his absolute best. Many analysts believe Marc's advantage comes from a unique combination of factors. He is able to enter corners at higher speeds than most of his rivals, maintain exceptional momentum through the apex, and get back on the throttle earlier while keeping the bike remarkably stable on corner exit. That technique requires tremendous confidence in the motorcycle, along with exceptional control of the front tyre. After spending several seasons battling serious injuries to his right arm, many questioned whether Marquez would ever return to his peak form. However, his performance at Sachsenring served as clear evidence that his confidence has gradually returned, and with it, the extraordinary level of performance that once made him nearly unbeatable. Many people believe Ducati's dominance has been the main reason behind Marc Marquez's success this season. However, Alex Marquez's recent comments tell a very different story. Although both riders are competing on Ducati machinery, neither Alex nor the others have been able to match Marc's incredible speed through left-hand corners. This reinforces the idea that the biggest difference is not simply having the best bike, but Marc's unique ability to maximize every characteristic of a circuit. In other words, whenever a track perfectly suits his riding style, Marc still performs on a level above the vast majority of the grid. Interestingly, after securing such a dominant victory, Marc Marquez did not get carried away by the celebration. In his post-race interview, He praised his rivals, saying that both Alex Marquez and Fabio Di Giannantonio had been extremely fast throughout the entire race weekend. Despite taking the win, Marc emphasised that the battle for the 2026 MotoGP World Championship is still far from over. He pointed out that he is still trailing the championship leader and that there are 11 rounds remaining in the season. His attitude showed that he has no intention of becoming complacent after a single victory, even though his performance at Sachsenring was overwhelmingly dominant. Marc Marquez's outstanding performance has made the fight for the 2026 MotoGP World Championship even more exciting. If he can maintain the same level of consistency he displayed at Sachsenring, his chances of continuing to close the gap in the championship standings will become even greater. Many analysts now believe that Marquez has returned to something very close to his peak form. More importantly, several upcoming circuits feature layouts that perfectly suit his riding style. As a result, his rivals will undoubtedly have to work even harder if they hope to stop the Ducati Lenovo team riders' momentum. Meanwhile, another fascinating story unfolded during the German MotoGP weekend. Turkish MotoGP rookie Toprak Razgatlioglu admitted that he was genuinely surprised by Cal Crutchlow's performance. The former MotoGP rider, who returned as LCR Honda's substitute rider, proved that experience remains one of the most valuable assets in Premier Class racing. Even though he has been away from full-time competition for quite some time and is now 40 years old, Crutchlow still demonstrated remarkable bravery and exceptional braking ability. Toprak admitted that he never expected Crutchlow to still have enough speed to pull off overtaking manoeuvres on track. For Toprak, the experience became an important learning opportunity. The reigning World Superbike champion is still in his rookie MotoGP season and continues to adapt to prototype machinery, different tyre characteristics, and a riding style that is vastly different from what he experienced in World SBK. By contrast, Cal Crutchlow spent many years competing at the highest level of MotoGP. That wealth of experience proved to be incredibly valuable, even in his role as a substitute rider. The German MotoGP delivered two compelling stories that highlighted the fact that outright speed is not the only ingredient for success in the Premier Class. On one hand, Marc Marquez once again proved why he remains the undisputed master of anti-clockwise circuits. Alex Marquez's comments further reinforced that Marc's ability to attack left-hand corners is still at a level that very few riders can match. On the other hand, Cal Crutchlow's performance served as a reminder that experience continues to play a crucial role in modern MotoGP. Toprak Razgatlioglu also learned a valuable lesson, that competing at the highest level requires far more than raw speed alone. What do you think? Was Marc Marquez's dominance at Sachsenring driven more by his extraordinary ability through left-hand corners than by the Ducati itself? Share your thoughts in the comments below.